You built a business people love, but behind the scenes, it's all on you. Vision to Grow is your space to lead with clarity, hire with purpose, and finally breathe again. I'm Chrissy, your no-fluff leadership expert, here to help you hire better and lead teams with less mess. I think today's podcast episode is going to be a really interesting one, and I will tell you why. I am in a little bit of a rage. And even as I'm saying that, because I'm a woman, I'm still playing into that softness, right? And I've been planning, I am an overthinker. I actually should have put it on, but I got a t-shirt saying overthinker. And to add to that, it's late November, it is day one of my period, and I have been pissing about for about 2 hours this morning, trying to figure out how I was going to talk about my content, leaning into AI, getting distracted because on day one of my period, my ADHD spikes up and then I'm overstimulated. I've got big stuff going on personally. The business is busy. I don't have any client bits and pieces on today. So today is my time to work on my business. But I don't usually record podcasts on a Wednesday, which is a good decision. However, when I usually record podcasts is a Friday. But until February next year, my daughter is home on Fridays. It's a whole thing. And I feel like so many women, mothers, and particularly women in business, we're all feeling this polarity energy. Like I feel at the end of the year, or as we're winding down into the end of the year, I'm both reflective and proud of what I've done, but also wanting to be strategic and make a plan for next year. And I feel like there's all of this polarity. You know, we're tired, but we want to do amazing things next year. We're mothers, but we're throwing our energy into business, and it feels quite a lot. So this episode is really to talk about polarity, and it's going to be a really short, sharp episode today because first day of period energy. I'm going to be very straight talking with you. And I talked last week about the brand split, and we're launching Grow Advantage Instagram more so. And I'm working with other people on that, but it still has to come from me. And then you go into all of these doubts when you're reading documents other people have written for you about your brand voice, that you've worked on them. And it's a whole overthinking spiral. And it will be really interesting for me to listen back to this episode because it is completely unfiltered, Chrissy. But what I am seeing all around me is women on the burnout line going into the end of the year, but also wanting to have a plan for next year and feeling really polarized and then looking for this one shiny thing to make it happen. We've just had Black Friday sales. It's freaking hectic is what I'm saying. So, and then when I was planning this podcast, I did this whole masculine versus feminine energy. And I'm going to explain that to you. So before we dive into that, in a nutshell, what we're going to talk about is all of the dynamics there in terms of energy, the push and pull factors. I can talk about what I'm doing in my business to survive the festive season and school holiday season as a single mom, and talk about how I'm helping my clients through this. And also why our focus is on strategic work at this time of year at Grow Advantage rather than bringing new people on to delivery. So it's a whole thing, but I'm going to dive into it. And I am recording this podcast on my iPhone because my tech is not working. It's just one of them. But sometimes, regardless of what's going on with the energy, we're going to get on with it anyway. So bear with me. This is where we are at today. So I want to lean into that masculine and feminine energy. And look, I did do research in it. This podcast episode is not going to be weave with researchers. This is not what it's about today. Or I would never get into it. I would block myself and say, I need to be more perfect. I need to do more research. And what I'm saying is today, first day period is that masculine energy. And I've sort of divided it into my Chrissy and Christoph vibes. So I would say when Chrissy is not fuming, when she's in a softer part of her cycle, I am more intuitive, I'm softer, I'm more creative. I feel my feelings more, I slow down, I see the bigger emotional picture, I'm more in touch with my body, and I want a little bit of rest. I would say at this stage of my life and where I'm at, that Chrissy side is not always getting to come out. She's not got the space. I've been dealing with some really big rocks personally, and, you know, big rocks that cause stress, but I do not want to stop working on my business, and I am driving that energy, and it's a conscious choice right now. So the Christoph, the masculine side of my energy, I would say where I am leaning into, and particularly today, I am decisive, I'm efficient, I can be a little bit blunt, but still kind. And that's where I got to recording this podcast. I said enough. I've been messing about for an hour, trying to get things perfect, trying to plan, trying to be creative. And I just need to stop overthinking and record the podcast. I need to get things done fast. I'm going to work under pressure. The tech's not working, but I got to messing about for an hour and then went, no, enough. I'm going to make myself a coffee and I'm going to get on with this and hit my deadline. Like, I want to record this podcast today because I've got other stuff going on with my week. But here's the thing that we talk about. It's this feminine energy, this masculine energy. I have worked on this with a business coach, and she's like, you are more masculine energy. And I'm okay with that now. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of identity in that too. But in business, I believe we shift between masculine and feminine energy constantly. And the single mom reality of my life is I need to lean more into that masculine energy in my work because I am the breadwinner. You know, there is not a secondary income in my house. So I plan, I am very strategic, and I am an action taker. But the reality is that December season requires both. You know, I need to work and then I need to start winding down so I can be soft with my kids. And I'm sure there's people listening to that who can feel that polarity, because with so much going on in December, then do we get a bit more stressed? And then does that stop us being feminine? It's just so much. So when I'm tired, Christoph takes over. It's just get it done. Let's push through it. And then if I keep pushing, then I'm going to feel resentment. And this is the part where the feminine parts of me goes, okay, it's okay to slow down. So I'm not recording 2 podcasts today. I'm recording 1. And then I've got other things to focus on. It's that balance, right? December is the time that I need my Chrissy voice to come up. I'm in November now. I can hear it. And this week was really interesting in business. Like, we were still in a push for new clients for our fractional integrator and operations support service. And then I started really listening to the current clients and my team and myself, and said, you know what? This is not a delivery season. This is a looking after our existing clients and their delivery. We are doing some process improvement projects behind the scene, and that feels like enough. But also with my energy in this season, I am feeling highly strategic and super keen to hold space for other business owners who are where I'm at. So we kind of changed our offers. I said to the team, right, hold tight. You're going to really focus on our existing clients, really lean into them. We're pushing back. We're putting a hold on new clients. We won some, we're good. And then I had a spike in VIP sessions because people wanted that strategy. So I was like, great, I'm going to lean into strategic sessions with new clients because that feels balanced with my energy. I show up to them, I share my genius, I give them a plan, we build this beautiful relationship. And what the clients get out of it is they get a plan for their operations. When I flash back to this time last year, when it was that Black Friday season, that Christmas season, I needed that too, because I had things whirling in my brain and I just said enough, right? If I want to get a course launched, I don't want to spend any more time bouncing that around in my head. I'm just going to book a session with a course specialist. And that's what I did. And then I made a plan and then I launched the course later in the year. But the whirling in my head was driving me crazy. And I didn't want that spiral anymore. That's why this time of year I go, okay, I need to park that, but is it worth me booking a session just to talk that out and make a plan and then pick it up next year? And what I would say is, I feel like when I work with men versus women, the men do that really well. They're like, right, I want to do this thing. What is the best way for me to attack it? Do I make a plan and push it back? Do I delegate it to someone else? Whereas I feel women go a little bit more into their heads. Is it me? Why can't I do this? I should have got there by now. And we're harsh on ourselves. It's a busy time. So is it we make a plan and then we park it? We don't need to do everything right now. It's okay. And that's what I got to. I was like, right, we've had amazing growth. Fantastic. Can we keep pushing? Yes. Is it the right thing? No. And how can I show up best energetically for myself and for my clients? And I can give mega energy for that concentrated periods of time. But when we're bringing on new clients into our fractional integrator and operation service, that's when we need that longer paced energy, which is definitely after school holidays, February vibes. And that's what I was feeling from those women too. So people were saying, you know what, I really want to do this, but it's for next year. And I'm like, great, let's chat, let's make the plan and then park it. So I'm wondering if you are resonating this, and I would love to hear this. Drop me a note on Instagram, but we need to be honest. Yes, we're business owners, but yes, we're mums. And then everything is colliding at the back end of the year, particularly in Australia. So I'm from the UK originally. We don't have the Christmas energy and the end of year energy in the same way. Yes, obviously it's the end of the calendar year, but then for me, it always feels quite manic. So you've got Christmas always starts popping up everywhere by November. Then there's this mad Black Friday. Then it's Christmas, school plays, end of year, school finishing. Then it's Christmas. Then it's New Year's. Then it's holidays. Then it's Australia Day. And it feels so much. I can almost hear that. Is it American Ferrara who does that monologue in Barbie where she's like, it's all so much and we need to be grateful and we need to do this. And I feel like that is so prevalent at Christmas time in Australia. So where am I going with all of this? I think we can lean into that masculine energy where we say, right, your creative brain, your mum brain, your overstimulated brain, we're tired, we're going on these hamster wheels, and sometimes you just need to ring fence it and make a plan, make a strategy. So if for you, that is operations, team, delegation, I've got some options for you. So within the week, I will put the date in the show notes. It's on the 17th. I am running a masterclass for delegation. So that is a free masterclass. You can come along to it and we literally sit and make a plan for how we're going to get stuff off of your plate. And is it a system? Is it a robot? Is it a person? Boom, half an hour, done. You'll get a plan. Or two, you want a one-on-one plan. I've discounted my 90-minute strategy sessions for the rest of the year. But what that looks like and what it's showing up for is what are the things that we are doing next year to simplify your operations and get you support. It's that simple, but leaning into the actual life that you have, not what you think you should be doing. How you want to spend your time in your business, in your CEO role, and then the support you need to make it happen. Let's keep it super, super simple. So I do believe that delegation is better suited to men. I feel like women have gone from being housewives to being a mix in the middle in the 80s to going out to work and then still having the pressure of running the house. And we've become so capable and so good at multitasking that we put quite a lot of pressure on ourselves. Then we have a business. Then we have a family. Then it's Christmas. It's a lot. This time I feel like men can check themselves and go, here's what I need. What am I going to do about it? And women can sit with it for longer and not make decisions. So I believe that women struggle with delegation because we overcarry. It's not because we're bad leaders. It's just because we've got no strategy for it and we probably take too long to do it. So delegation is the bridge between the version of you that's burnt out and the version who leads with softness because you're being held and you've got space. You've delegated, so therefore you've got support. You've built in systems, therefore you've got support and it's not all on you. And that's what we cover inside that Delegate Like a CEO masterclass. It's how do we get stuff off of your plate so that you can focus on the work that lights you up and you love. If you want deeper, then you'll come into a strategy session with me, either a quick free 30-minute one, or if you want to go deep and you want to make a plan, that's the discounted 90 minutes that I will whack in the show notes for you. So just to recap on what we talked about today. And yes, I recorded the podcast. I got on the phone, I recorded it and it wasn't perfect, but it's real. You know, this is where we're at. And it's how are we, I don't want to say how are we pushing through to the end of the year, but how are we using that energy and taking stuff off of our plate and making a plan so that we can soften and we can lean into the Christmas I believe there is another podcast out there that is going to talk to you about how you calm your nervous system and how you relax into it. You're not going to get that from me today and the type of energy that I'm in. But I do believe sometimes we need to just work with someone else to make a plan. And for example, with marketing, I am doing that at the moment. So I am going to Maddie at Boho Social. We are making a strategic plan for our marketing for next year. Because for me, that was starting, I was spiraling on that, and I ring fenced it, gave it to someone else. If for you, it's you're burnt out, you're feeling like your structure, your operations are not right, you can speak to someone like me. So to recap, busy time of year, it's Christmas. We've got our masculine and our feminine energy going, and that is okay. But I am giving you permission right now to make a plan, book in the time, make the plan, and then it's okay to park the plan till next year. Do what you've got to do now. Give yourself some time and space to lean into that, because as I've said on other podcasts, the moment we give our self time and space, the energy and the strategy flows anyway. But make a plan to see you through, and then you can layer onto that plan, but you've got those solid foundations and it's not spiraling and spinning in your head. I hope this podcast episode's been helpful. This very much is the new leading into Vision to Grow. It's talking about where we're at as women behind the scenes, because for me, this episode is more about what is happening to women this time of year. Yes, the business, yes, the strategy, but that is so applicable to mum life too. And if you're following the podcast, make sure you're also following me on Instagram. It's at ChrissyL_, because I'm doing this whole ridiculous Chrissy Christoph thing on my feed this week where I've drawn a mustache on, and it's what those versions of me look like and how they function. But as we lean into the end of the year, I really want you to think about all the amazing things that you've achieved, what you can get off of your plate, and what you can park until next year. Until next time, it's been amazing.
Audience exclusive.